We have safely arrived at our destination, but don't get up yet. You have to wait till the plane comes to a complete stop at the gate. It is Thursday, 3rd day of April 2025. I am Dan Kuntz, host of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. It's good to see you this morning. High clouds again, 39 degrees. We're in for a pretty darn nice day today. We did have a few more clouds than we were anticipating yesterday, still under the influence of a trough, but that trough is already all but gone. Today looks good. Tomorrow looks even better. And a gorgeous weekend heading our way. We'll be close to 60 today, maybe a few degrees just shy of 60. Probably into the lower 60s on Friday and into the 60s with room to spare on Saturday and Sunday before the ridge breaks down and is replaced with more unsettled weather. It's going to be, as far as temperatures are concerned next week, a little bit above normal, but we're going to see a few more clouds and maybe a stray raindrop or two, but the next 4 days look just beautiful. We'll take it. There is an exception to that, and I'll get to that when we get to the cameras here in just a little bit, but you folks to the north of us, you're going to be dealing with a little bit of wind today. The gradients are going to tighten up just a skosh. Again, we'll get to that when we do our PTZ cameras. We have a significant amount of news to get to, not surprising there. Thank goodness we have a crack news staff who puts that together. Sports, well, the Kraken aren't going to make the Stanley Cup playoffs, but they can make life miserable for other teams in the Pacific Division. They did exactly that. The fans in Vancouver booed the Canucks right off the ice in the third period because the Kraken shut them out. The Mariners had a matinee against the Tigers, and they won. Thank you very much, Louis Castile. We'll have highlights of that, plus reaction from Dan Wilson. We'll have that in sports. It's Thursday. Pause for pets. Harrison the dog needs a permanent home. Pretty dog, too. We'll visit with our friends at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. And 1 week from Saturday, April 12th, it is back for I don't know how many years they've been doing it. I lost track. They probably haven't. The Greater Wenatchee Arbor Day Association has their annual plant sale again this year. Now, for you folks in Wenatchee, it is at a new location. For a number of years, it's been at the Pybus Public Market, but they've moved it to the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center. And Debbie Fish is one of the coordinators and one of the members of the Greater Wenatchee Arbor Day Association. We had a chance to visit with Debbie at the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center. So if you're ready to go out, fork over $5 and walk home and plant a plant that is designed to do just fine in North Central Washington, we'll have all the information for you in the back half of the program. All right, cameras. Here we go. Good morning to the valley proper. Pretty much like it is yesterday. A few high clouds. We're seeing a little bit more blue than we had yesterday. It was a little cloudier than we were anticipating. Our high was exactly normal and our low was almost exactly normal. Our normal high and low on Wednesday should be 58 and 38. What actually happened was 58 and 37, about as close as you can get to a normal day temperature-wise. Sunrise this morning was at 6:35, about a half an hour ago. Sunset tonight, 7:34. 12 hours and 59 minutes of daylight. Yep, we go over the 13-hour mark tomorrow. Camera number 2. Up to, oh wow, I haven't used that one for a long time. I want to say that's, oh geez, I should know this by now. That's Lake Chelan you see off in the distance. I forgot the name of the camera. McNeil Canyon? Maybe? I can't remember. I'm sorry, I drew a blank. We haven't used it in so long, but it does give, that's the butte there, the Chelan Butte on the left, I might add. It does give me a chance to let you know that you folks up the Okanagan Valley, Tenasket, Omak, Okanagan, you have a very good chance of sustained winds of about 15 miles an hour that will eventually spill down to the Waterville Plateau in the upper Columbia Basin. And they have about a 50% chance, same area in the Okanagan Valley and down to Waterville, of seeing the occasional gust up to 30 miles an hour. We're not expected to see any wind down here. By the time the wind works its way down to the Wenatchee Valley, it will have petered out. I wanted to mention that. Camera number 3. I got to remember the name of that camera. That's embarrassing. That looks like Leavenworth to me. That's got to be from our Tumwater Canyon camera. I'm assuming that's Leavenworth. Again, our PTZ cameras, we've only had them back for about a month and I've lost track. I used to have all of these memorized. I'm not very bright, but it seems to me, just by looking at that, that's got to be the Leavenworth camera. The Tumwater camera is what we call it. It's just before you enter into the Tumwater Canyon, and you can see almost all the way to the Wenatchee Valley from that view. Good morning to Leavenworth. It's good to see you. They're having a big Celtic festival next weekend. We'll talk about that next week. That'll be kind of cool. And camera number 4. Up to, speaking of the Okanagan Valley, up we go. Good morning, Pateros. Good morning, Bridgeport. Although we can't see you, we know you're there. Brewster says hello. Looks like they have a little bit more sunshine up there. But again, up the Okanagan Valley and onto portions of the Waterville Plateau and the Upper Columbia Basin. A little breezy there at times, especially in the Omak-Okanagan area. It could be quite windy today, but they are going to have some pretty blue skies. In fact, everybody is up for some blue skies. But first of all, the Climate Prediction Center spit out their long-term forecast for most of next week. This will take you into the middle of April, April 8th through the 12th, basically next Tuesday through next Saturday. And as you can see, we have a pretty good chance of seeing above normal temperatures. If you live in Arizona and New Mexico, you're going to get hot. And if you live in the southeastern United States and the Carolinas, you're going to be cool for this time of the year. And as far as precipitation is concerned, same time frame, next Tuesday through next Saturday, the 8th through the 12th, just about a 50-50 chance of normal precipitation for the folks here in the Pacific Northwest. So there you go. That's the long-term forecast from the Climate Prediction Center. And the last time they did this, they hit the nail right on the button. So kudos to those guys. Here we go from the National Weather Service. Sunshine and quite a bit of it. More sunshine than we had yesterday, right around 57, just about normal for this time of the year. Clear skies tonight, 36 for the overnight low, a little below normal for the overnight low. Could get to 60 on Friday. We're going to have a nice day today. These longer days and the sun spending longer time up in the sky with more radiant heat means we're in for warmer temperatures, even if we do have chilly overnight lows. Saturday and Sunday, no complaints at all, just beautiful. People are going to be out and about. They're going to be all over the place on Saturday. Golf courses, parks, the Loop Trail. It doesn't matter where you're at over the weekend. Get out and enjoy it. Don't forget your SPF 100 because your skin's probably not used to it. And then just in the nick of time, Sunday night, as we wrap up the weekend, here comes the rain. About a 50% chance of rain Sunday night into Monday. Monday will still be mild. Will be about 60, but it'll be a cloud and sun tug-of-war, so to speak. Same deal on Tuesday, partly sunny. Again, right around the 60-degree mark on Tuesday, but we can't rule out a raindrop. And then we go back to pretty nice weather, close to 60 on Wednesday under partly sunny skies. All right. That's what Mother Nature has in store for us. The news is 2 minutes away. You're watching a Thursday edition of Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
A ductless unit from Carrier can keep anyone comfortable. Take Shelly, for instance. She finds me time in her new attic-turned-home gym. And with her Carrier ductless unit, the temperature is always perfect. No matter how intense her workout gets. Carrier. Total comfort. Totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air. Call Alpine Air.
The family at the Eplidolin want to help your loved one feel at ease in their new home environment. Eplidolin offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments. Residents enjoy 3 delicious home-style meals a day, laundry service, housekeeping service, and encouragement to make themselves cozy in their new home. Eplidolin welcomes your family to come and visit their family. Eplidolin, independent and assisted living. They make the complicated easy for you. Call today for a tour.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or come and see me at my office located on South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee between the YMCA and the Social Security office. I look forward to meeting you soon.
Central Washington Water is home to the Hot Spring Spa for over 45 years. Come see the Freshwater Smart IQ. It monitors your saltwater spa's pH balance, chlorine, and more. Or the cold plunge tub that will leave you feeling rejuvenated. Plug-and-play spas make hot tubbing easy. With great financing available, cold water, salt water, hot water, Central Washington Water has a spa for your budget and your lifestyle. Stop by today.
More sunshine than clouds, 39 degrees. Will be just about normal, 57 or 58 for the afternoon high, with more sunshine today than we saw On Wednesday, bountiful sunshine. Friday, lower 60s, mid 60s. Saturday and Sunday, continued mild into next week, but the clouds will be returning just in time to go back to work on Monday. It's 10 minutes after the hour. Moses Lake police say they have arrested 3 people in a drive-by shooting believed to have been retaliation for the murder of a 14-year-old boy a couple of weeks ago. 18-year-old Mario Picardo and 2 younger teen suspects were taken into custody on Sunday after multiple shots were fired into an occupied home and multiple parked cars in the 9800 block of Olympic Drive Northeast. Police tracked the suspect vehicle to a home on West Knowles Vista Drive, and there they arrested Picardo and confiscated 12 firearms. 14-year-old Mario Azmuca Santoya was killed in a March 21st drive-by on West Loop Road. Again, that shooting on Sunday is believed to have been retaliation for that homicide. 3 people are now in custody in that case. The Chelan County Sheriff's Office says it's looking for suspects who burglarized a Chelan gas station. The break-in took place in the early morning hours of Tuesday, March 25th at Bill's Gas. That's in the 800 block of East Woodland Avenue. And those are the people they are looking for. Deputies say at least 4 people were involved. Apparently, they rifled through the convenience store for goods and valuables. They're seeking anybody who might recognize the suspects. Anybody with information about the crime is asked to call the sheriff's tip line at 509-667-6845. Demolition of Sexton Hall is well underway on the campus at Wenatchee Valley College. Crews started tearing down the building. They need to make room for the college's Center for Technical Education and Innovation. Sexton Hall was once the home of the Robert Graves Gallery before the entire collection was sold back in 2022. According to the college's website, the $39 million building will be approximately 60,000 square feet. It'll be dedicated to specialty hands-on learning. The facility will house Wenatchee Valley College's agriculture, natural resources, computer technology, and engineering programs, among other STEM learning opportunities. Mike Steele, the state representative for the 12th District, says he likes the look of the new capital budget that's now making its way through the legislature. The capital budget outlines Washington's planned spending on infrastructure and building for the next couple of years. The current bill is a $7.6 billion budget that includes roughly $132 million for the Wenatchee Valley and the rest of the 12th District. Among those in the package, $6 million for ongoing irrigation improvements on Icicle Creek, $1 million to restore the exterior of the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center, and $10 million for a planned redesign of the Wenatchee Tree Fruit Research Center. The budget plan still awaits approval in both the House and the Senate. The operating budget is Washington's other huge spending package. Governor Bob Ferguson weighed in on Tuesday and threw some cold water on a Democratic proposal for a wealth tax designed to help close a multi-billion-dollar projected deficit. Murrow News fellow Albert James with the Olympia Bureau takes a look at what must happen next to pass an operating budget by the end of the month.
If the legislature wishes to complete our work on time, they need to immediately move the budget discussions in a significantly different direction.
Governor Ferguson says budget proposals from fellow Democrats in control of the legislature aren't close to where he'd want them to be to get his signature. While he acknowledged the state can't solely rely on cuts to close its budget shortfall, he says there are far too much in taxes in the Democratic proposals. He singled out the idea of instituting a tax on the assets of wealthy individuals, concerned about how successful it would be in the long term and if it's even constitutional.
The legal arguments for a wealth tax are untested. The courts could go either way on that issue. It would be irresponsible to rely on an untested new tax to balance our budget.
While he didn't comment on other revenue proposals because of ongoing negotiations, he raised concerns around a Senate Democratic idea to tap into state reserve funding. He says that money is key at a time where there's a lot of uncertainty with tariffs, funding cuts, and other actions from the other Washington.
Hope is not a strategy with Donald Trump. Take my word on that. I am not going to allow the state that I love to be at the financial mercy of Donald Trump and Elon Musk. That is not going to happen.
Before the governor spoke, Democratic leaders said a lot of conversations would be taking place over the next few weeks to get one budget across the finish line.
We have lots of plans B, C, and D. We're going to have good, productive conversations, and we fully intend to give him a budget and a set of revenue bills that he will support and can sign.
Legislators have to pass a budget to the governor before session ends on April 27th. In Olympia, I'm Albert James reporting.
Bear signs and embroidery has been at 1422 McKittrick Street for the last 19 years. But now, because of Phase 1 of the Confluence Parkway project, a massive street and bridge project, they have moved. The business had to move, and they have relocated. Owners Dennis and Samuel Weddle and Lily Velasco have moved the store to 1418 South Wenatchee Avenue. We spoke with Dennis, who told us this change might be a good thing.
Started the business, started putting it together in 2005, and we moved into that building in 2006. So we're there basically 19 years. Started in the basement, little bitty shop, and then we ended up getting the whole top floor and half the basement area because we've grown. The talk of what was being planned, when it was being planned, I didn't really take it too serious because it went from month to month because they kept changing their plans and everything. And then we had a meeting with Terra Right-of-Way Service, and he gave us a timeline, which we had like 3 or 4 months before we had to move. So we had plenty of time to start searching and looking, and they were helping us search and look. But man, it was, out of all the things, finding a place is probably the most stressful. And then it got down to where I was just driving around looking for empty buildings. And then I thought I had a building down here. Jeremy had a business down the road here, and it looked like the building was vacant. But he said a locksmith company was in there. But he goes, hey, I got this building up on Main Street there on Wenatchee Avenue you might be interested in. And so it's taken a lot of work, but we actually found a building. So then the stress kind of went down. And then Chris was really great with staying in contact with me and helping me down the line, getting bids on moving our stuff for us, and just making sure that there was at least stress as possible. I mean, it's stressful moving, especially if you've been somewhere for 19 years. I mean, we got a lot of stuff. There'd be a lot of stuff. We got a smaller facility here, and then I also rented a shop down the road at Mill Pond. We got to work on that because we just kind of used that for storage to move. But that's where we're going to do the vehicles because it's a big heated shop to pull vans and stuff in. Well, I had over 3,000 square foot in the old place. I didn't use a lot of it, but I had it. And then we went to about 1,800 square foot. So we lost a little over 1,000 square foot. But it's okay because we just be more efficient and everything's closer. I think we'll do better here. It got a little tight for us at one time. And they went above and beyond to make sure that we had the money to operate during this move. They really helped out a lot. I mean, they said they were going to do it, and then they followed through. And then when things got really tight, they speeded up the process for me. And it really saved my bacon. You know, I was using my savings, my retirement and stuff, and so they really helped me out as far as financially, because you know, loss of business and everything. They took in consideration everything. It's probably a well-planned, necessary move by the city, you know, to keep traffic flowing. At first, I was like, oh, dang it, you know, because I had to move. But in all reality, I think that it's a plan for growth in our community. And sometimes I think growth is not good, but really it is, you know. I mean, anything that grows is better.
And finally, a sure sign of spring. that. Yeah, they're firing up the irrigation canals, beginning to move through our canal networks in our area. Last week, the East Columbia Basin Irrigation District let the water loose into the East Low Canal. That carries about 4,500 cubic feet of water per second on its way to farms throughout Grant County. The video that you see there shows the water supply entering the canal for the first time this year. The district manages 86 miles of water channels to serve irrigation to 4,500 landowners farming on 169,000 acres. Fire it up, baby. And that is the news. At 20 minutes after the hour, the news, Monday through Friday, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. A show that's cleverly titled NCWLIFE Evening News. We want to be concise with that. Again, 5, 6, and 10 on television. If that doesn't work for you and you want to watch the news whenever you want to watch the news, we have a YouTube channel. We have a homepage, ncwlife.com. We got a Facebook page. We have a song in our heart. So the news is out there on the World Wide Web for you to watch whenever you want it. This show, too, for that matter. And if you're out and about and you see something that you think might be worthy of our attention, might be newsworthy for a lot of other people to find out about it, we have an email address. A lot of people do. news@ncwlife.com. Mariners win, Kraken win, a lot of winning. Sports is next. You're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
I'm Jen Mueller. Watch for my show, I Cook, You Measure on NCW Life. It's part cooking instruction, part entertainment, and all about connecting over food and wine with your favorite Northwest athletes.
Watch I Cook, You Measure with Jen Mueller Mondays at 1, Wednesdays at 2, Fridays at 11 a.m., and Saturday and Sundays at 10:30 p.m. right here on the NCW Life channel.
Craving fresh Asian comfort food? Steam Panda is Wenatchee's popular family-friendly Asian restaurant. They focus on providing guests with delicious, healthy, fresh, and natural dishes for an affordable price. It's time to enjoy one of their many popular house-made soup dumplings, ramen noodles, or pho dishes. And make sure to ask about their lunch and chef specials on sushi rolls. Steam Panda's Hawaiian poke bowl and salads are excellent with your favorite boba tea. Stop by or order online at Steam Panda today.
Global Car Care has the best customer service in the Valley. From the moment you walk in the door, their goal is to help you stay on the road, so you can keep doing what's important to you. Global Car Care certified ASE mechanics stand behind your automotive repairs.
Caught in a conflict? Family, workplace, neighbor, business, housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
Sports at 23 minutes after the hour. Victor Robles had a 2 RBI double. Dylan Moore a homer, and the Mariners beat the Tigers 3-2 yesterday afternoon. Louis Castillo went 7 innings. He gave up 2 runs on 5 hits, and Andres Munoz survived a rocky ninth, but he did get his 3rd save.
That's an infield base hit for JP. Robles, a charge out to left center, and it is not caught. It's pinned to the base of the wall by Kreidler. Dylan Moore is in. J.P. Crawford scores, and the Mariners have taken a 2-0 lead thanks to a blunder on the infield by the Tigers.
Well, how's he feeling right now? Good swings on that changeup, especially early in counts. Obviously, Victor Robles. Mariners are in business.
Julio maybe has a chance at this, and he does. He makes the catch and takes a hit away from Kerry Carpenter.
Man, Aaron, today is so different. The last couple of days, talking about doing the little things. Correct. This ball's fading away from Julio Rodriguez. Fully stretched. Not to mention, too, you got the base runner, so you have that split-second decision whether you want to keep that ball in front of you. Julio being aggressive defensively, making a great catch.
Moore with some carry. Right field into the seats. Home run. It had some wings, and the Mariners extend the lead. It's 3-0.
Hit the ball with authority to right field. Tell you what, Dellamore has shown flashes of this throughout his career. And what about against one of the toughest guys to do that against, Tarek Skubal? This time a slider out over the plate, 87 miles per hour. Just went with that pitch.
Trey Sweeney leads off. It's a fly ball right field. This one's deep, going back at the fence, looking up. Robles gone. Trey Sweeney with a leadoff home run here in the 5th inning. Tigers are on the board, now trailing 3-1.
That swerved right into his happy zone, and he crushed it.
Good swing right there from Trey Sweeney. And he got a heater that he could handle, and he did not waste it, hitting that ball way out to right field in the seats.
Malloy is the runner at third base. 2 outs, bags packed, top of the order, McKinstry. It has not been easy, but Castillo 1 pitch away from locking this one down for the Mariners. His 0-2 pitch. He got him! The Mariners win it! A white-knuckle win to salvage this series, and the Mariners hang on by a run.
With traffic all over the place, but what a huge win for the Seattle Mariners.
Manager Dan Wilson had high praise for Luis Castillo, who got his first win of the season, 7 solid innings, including 5 strikeouts.
Excellent ball game today. You know, got to hand it to the Rock. Just a really gutty performance today when we really needed it. You know, 7 strong. Really handled that lineup very well from the first pitch all the way through. Just an outstanding effort. Gave us what we needed. And then, you know, offensively, took an advantage of a mistake that they made in the field and made it pay for 2 runs. And then obviously Demo's big opposite field homer there was really, really big to give us a little bit more cushion. They answered back with 2, but you know, bullpen handled the rest from there. You know, took care of the ball on defense. Julio with a nice diving or sliding play in the outfield. Just really, you know, when you look at things, the way it's been tough around here in terms of not having a lot of luck today was a big win for us. Yeah, I mean that's the ball game. You know, I think when you look at what he did on both sides of the ball for us today, you know, hitting the home run to give us that 3rd run. Which we needed, and then making the defensive play there at the end of the game to save the game. You know, that's a huge effort on Demo's part. Again, another veteran that you know, that's why he's got that Gold Glove, because those are the kind of plays he makes, and that was one that saved the game for sure.
Seattle goes to the city by the bay. San Francisco, a 3-game series. It begins tomorrow. Bryce Miller will take on Justin Verlander of the Giants. All right, to the scoreboard of the standings in the American League West. Look at Texas. Back-to-back 1-0 victories over the Reds. You don't see that very often. They have a half-game lead over the Angels. St. Louis dispatched the Angels pretty easily yesterday. The final there was 12-5. The Cubs beat the Athletics in interleague play 10-2, and the Giants knocked off the Astros 6-3. Hockey, Joey Decord made 25 saves. It's the 2nd shutout of the season. His 5th overall. Seattle rolled over the Vancouver Canucks last night. The final was 5-0. Andrei Burakovsky had a goal and an assist. Michael Eissemont, Chandler Stevenson, Shane Wright, and Adam Larson also scored.
Negated by Hronek. And the Canucks will jump on it. DeBrusk, retaken by Eissemont. He's in with room. Eissemont scores! Mikey Eissemont goes 5-hole on Thatcher Demko. And with 3:18 left to go in this first period, the Kraken break the ice.
Well, turnover for Vancouver through the neutral zone, right onto Eissemont's tape. He puts on the Jets pass. Hronek doesn't elect to make a move.
Now Dunn in control of it. Out to center ice, Jared McCann. Moved along Burakovsky. Here's Stevenson. Right in. He scores! That's hockey, baby! What a shot by Chandler Stevenson, who catches Thatcher Demko deep in his net. 10-11 left to go in the 2nd period. 2-0 Seattle.
Well, good job through the neutral zone. Realize it's a 3-on-2 rush. A snappy pass over to Stevenson. And you're right, Johnny. He's deep in his net. Demko is. Probably looking at that back post, whether that might go to McCann or not. Sitting there and able to send it across that far side. That's one that Demko's going to want back. More than likely, if he challenges at all, that angle gets taken away.
Flushed out by Larson.
shoved. Good work by the big cat. And send it back for Dunn, who sees it now. Vince was looking up at the score clock, and now McCann drops it off for Wright with a shot. He scores! Shane Wright with a bullet. What a shot by 51. That's an NHL release right there. 3-0 Kraken.
Where Stevenson scored, right at that dot lane, ends up catching Demko, and this time he is well outside the crease. Still has the angle. Good job for McCann, giving Shane Wright a little bit more time as he goes through, picks up Hronik's stick. That gives Shane the time he needs. And
Forbert in control of it. It goes off Larson. It kicks around. Burakovsky will seize it. Here they come. McCann with Wright and Burakovsky. McCann drags it. Burakovsky scores a beauty. Andre Burakovsky gets a brilliant pass from Jared McCann. 11:05 left to go. 4-0.
Excellent job here as they push the puck. Watch Shane Wright get on his horse. Just play a little bit of interference, pushing through, and McCann does it all, pulls the puck back to the middle, takes a little bit of a hit here from Forbert, but it's Burakovsky opening up, throws it into the 4x6, and Demko's not able to dive back in time. An excellent play there. Shane Wright jumping up into the play, giving McCann more time, opening up the space to the middle of the ice.
Ran into his own man, now end over end, he sends it in. Done all the way around, Cartier. With an empty net situation, Ty pulls up. Larson has it. Here comes the cat. Adam Larson hits the bullseye. 5-0 Seattle.
Owned by Cartier as he gets this puck, fends off Garland on the back end, sends it all the way across, realizes Larson's going through, a little move back to the outside, and sends that one past the diving Connor Garland into the 4x6.
Adam Larson. 3 seconds left. That's Kraken hockey, baby. What a night in Vancouver. Joey Decord has his second shutout of this season, the 5th in his NHL career.
So the Kraken take the season series against their rivals. They won 2. They won in overtime, and they also had a shootout loss. The Kraken skate in San Jose against the Sharks on Saturday night. Very quiet in the prep schedule. There was nothing to report on yesterday, and there's one baseball game scheduled today. The Kodiaks will travel off to take on the Jackrabbits at Quincy High at 4:30 in a non-leaguer, but tomorrow will be another story altogether. In fact, our cameras will be at historic Leib-Ofta Field at the Apple Bowl. First soccer, the Wenatchee Panthers, undefeated, will take on the Moses Lake Mavericks tomorrow night. 6:45 pregame, 7 o'clock kickoff. It'll be on television. It'll be on our Facebook page. It'll be in our YouTube page. The handsome and talented Sebastian Moraga with the play-by-play, and the even more handsome and more talented Matt Wisen with the analysis. Soccer, the beautiful game tomorrow night right here on the NCWLIFE channel, and those are just some of the games that people are playing. Happy National Film Score Day. It's National Tweed Day. It's National Chocolate Mousse Day. It's National Burrito Day. I love burritos, but they don't love me. No, today you find a rainbow. Now, we're not expecting any rain, so you're going to have to go elsewhere, but today is National Find a Rainbow Day. Today. Isn't that a pretty picture? Of course, a rainbow is not an object. You can't physically touch a rainbow, and no two people see the same rainbow. Even our individual eyes see slightly different rainbows. If somebody appears to be standing under a rainbow that you can see, they will see a different rainbow than what you see. Of course, rainbows, it's not just rain and sun. It could be anything. Mist, spray, fog, dew. There are a lot of waterfalls that have a permanent rainbow because of all the mist that pops up. And a double rainbow is when a second fainter arc can be seen inside or outside of the primary arc. That's because the light reflecting the water droplets reflects it twice over. Today, if you can find a rainbow, embrace it. But remember, you can't. Today in history, even the folks in Missouri were getting tired of Jesse James and his gang. Enough is enough. And they put out a reward. The governor of Missouri did $5,000. Jesse James, dead or alive. Well, Robert Ford and his brother Charlie were actually members of the James gang, but hey, loyalty is loyalty, and $5,000 is $5,000. Nerds to that. So Robert Ford, on this date in 1882, shoots Jesse James in the back of his head at Jesse's home in St. Joseph, Missouri. Robert Ford wired the governor of Missouri, said, "I did it, $5,000, dead or alive." They came to the house to actually check out Jesse James to make sure he was dead. And then the Ford brothers, Bob and Charlie, surrendered to the authorities, and they were charged with first-degree murder. But in a single day, in the course of a single day, Robert and Charlie Ford were indicted, pled guilty, sentenced to death, and they were granted a full pardon, and then they got their check. Jesse James meets his maker on this date 143 years ago today. Lessons learned from World War I applied to World War II, one of the greatest unselfish acts in this country's history. On this date 77 years ago today, April 3rd, 1948, figuring we have the moral duty to rebuild war-torn Europe, Harry Truman, President of the United States, signs into law the Marshall Plan. It was actually called the European Recovery Program. It was named after George Marshall, who was the Secretary of State, who made sure it was implemented. $13 billion in aid. That's about $200 billion in today's money. Went to 16 countries so they could recover from the devastation of World War II. 52 years ago today, Motorola and Bell Labs have been in a competition for a couple of years to develop the first workable handheld mobile cell. And on this date, in Midtown Manhattan, 52 years ago today, Martin Cooper went down into the street and made a phone call. His first inclination was to call his competitor. They knew each other, Martin Cooper and Joe Engel. Joe Engel worked at Bell Labs. Martin went down onto the streets of Manhattan, called up Joel and said, "Guess what, Joel? I'm calling you on a functional, portable phone. Happy birthday to the cell phone." 52 years ago today, and finally 36 years ago today, there is the box score opening day of the 1989 baseball season. Ken Griffey Jr. of the Seattle Mariners faces Dave Stewart of the Oakland Athletics in the top of the first inning.
20, 25 years from now, you're going to want to say, "I was there when Ken Griffey Jr. made his home debut." So don't forget that on Monday night. There's a drive into the gap in left center field and deep left center field, and Henderson's not going to get to it. It's off the base of the wall, and Griffey to second base in his first major league at bat, a ringing double off the 375 marker, and we have seen that all spring. Welcome to the show, Ken Griffey Jr.
There you go. Probably the most popular and famous athlete in Seattle professional sports history, and it began on this date in 1989. Two heavenly birthdays today. During the height of his power, Henry Luce was called the most influential private citizen in this country. He founded and published and owned Time Magazine, Life Magazine, Fortune Magazine, and Sports Illustrated. His opinion carried some significant weight. Henry Luce, born in the state in 1898. The actor's actor, Marlon Brando, born 101 years ago today. 2 Academy Awards on the waterfront, and The Godfather probably should have won for A Streetcar Named Desire as well. Marlon Brando, born in the state in 1924, and the man who saved Saturday Night Live, Eddie Murphy, is 64 years old today. For Heat and Air, call Alpine Air. For Heat and Air, call Alpine Air. They are our platinum sponsors, and we are proud to have them on board. Elon Musk is in the news. Mike Mignotti has an opinion about that. We'll talk about the Greater Wenatchee Arbor Day Association's plant sale 1 week from Saturday with Debbie Fish. But first things first, Harrison the dog needs a permanent home. It's Pause for Pets.
NCWLIFE's news team is keeping an eye on North Central Washington. Join us each weekday evening at 5, 6, and 10 for the NCWLIFE Evening News, with interviews, in-depth reporting, and the kind of insights you can't find anywhere else. We're the hometown news station for the Wenatchee Valley, the Cascade Foothills, and up and down the Columbia River. Thanks for watching NCWLIFE, proud to be part of the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival.
It's the NCWLIFE Community Calendar, brought to you by the Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center. The Chelan Douglas Land Trust and the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society is bringing back Pets and People Outdoors on Saturday, April 5th. It's your chance for pet lovers and hiking lovers to get together and experience the beauty of our trail system. The event begins and ends at the Kenzie's Landing Trailhead and features giveaways, coffee and baked goods for sale, classes, and a costume contest.
Apple Valley Honda is bringing the future of driving to you. Introducing the all-new, all-electric Honda Prologue EV. Say goodbye to gas stations and hello to a whisper-quiet ride and zero emissions. The wait is over. Finally, a local option for a quality EV from a brand with a track record of exceptional quality and reliability. Experience the Honda Prologue EV for yourself at family-owned Apple Valley Honda. Stay close to home and visit us at Apple Valley Honda today for the life you live.
Welcome to the Columbia Basin Dispute Resolution Center. We are a local nonprofit serving Grant and Adams counties, helping businesses and people resolve difficult issues so they can move toward a better future. We offer help with workplace disputes, residential issues, family matters, and can train your staff in conflict prevention and resolution skills. Call us at 509-237-8401 to learn more.
Hi, I'm Corley with Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, Animal Care Manager. And today I want to introduce you to Harrison. Harrison is very happy with his frozen Kong right now. Harrison is about 3 years old. He's kind of your classic German Shepherd. He's a large boy with that beautiful shepherd coat. It's really soft. He's about 3 years old. And he came to us as a stray, so he's a man off the streets. We've had him for probably about a month now, but he's been a really nice house guest. He loves his stuffed animals, and he loves treats and his Kong, and balls too, but his favorite are stuffies. He also loves walks, but he is a really strong boy, so we recommend someone who is more maybe used to shepherds to take him on walks. And a harness is actually a really good idea too. We did have a volunteer take him out, and he did see a cat and became way too interested in it. So we can say that we suggest no cats in the home. It's probably a good idea. Yes, they're just way too fun. Harrison is a really big boy, but you know, for his size, he's actually really pretty mellow, which is super nice with a large dog. You know, he doesn't jump on us. He's generally pretty polite. Harrison can be selective, like a lot of our dogs, but he does have some friends here, and he plays really cute with them. Yeah, he's got a good, playful energy. He's a real good spirit. Yeah, it's really fun to watch. Harrison's still learning his commands. He's really, really good at sit. He does that one almost before you ask. And he can spin, which is kind of funny to see for such a big dog. And he's learning his other ones. And he is a fast learner. We have noticed that. It's probably the shepherd. But yeah, we think that he can continue to learn almost anything you want to teach him. Very treat motivated, loves his cheese and hot dogs. So if you'd like to come meet our Harrison, we are open Thursday through Tuesday from 12:30 to 6, or feel free to make an appointment for Wednesdays, and we would love to have you come in to meet him.
Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org.
This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, just because I support a particular politician does not mean I have to jump to their defense if they or one of their associates does something wrong. For example, this Elon Musk recent flinging a Nazi salute. Now, any rational person would recognize this as a horrible thing. I mean, come on. In Germany, he would have been arrested. But a number of our current president's supporters have frantically searched the net to find pictures of Democrats waving, hailing a cab, or trying to get a waiter's attention and saying, look, it's the same thing. So why are they picking on poor First Buddy, as Musk has anointed himself? You know, I don't care who I support. If I can't admit it, when someone I like or someone connected with them does something they shouldn't do, you have every right to question my integrity, as I do yours. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Your piece of land demands the very best equipment. Kubota equipment. The #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S. with professional grade mowers, versatile sidekick utility vehicles, and compact tractors that get it done right. All backed by unmatched dealer support. Talk to your dealer today to schedule a demo.
When you enjoy Abby's Pizza at your place, close your eyes and you can taste old-fashioned values, classic pizza parlor decor, and generations of tradition. Recreate that magic. Open your eyes and head to abbys.com. With pickup and delivery options, no matter where you dine, Abby's just tastes better. This is Skinny, and he helped found Abby's 60 years ago. In honor of Skinny, we're putting his favorite pizza on sale. Savory pizza sauce, Canadian bacon piled to the edge, and juicy tomatoes make this a very special pizza. Order your Skinny special right now at abbys.com.
Hey.
If it feels like everything you say to your teenager goes in one ear and out the other, you're not alone. But even when it seems like they aren't listening, they are, especially when it comes to a topic like drugs. Find time in everyday moments to share facts, teach refusal skills, and answer their questions about drugs, including opioids like fentanyl, because your words matter. Get the conversation started today.
Every year on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, we visit with our friends with the Greater Wenatchee Arbor Day Association to talk about Arbor Day, Saturday, April 12th. Everything is the same as last year, except, well, nothing is the same as last year. For one thing, for you folks in the big city, the Wenatchee Valley, a new location where we are, the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center, not this year at the Pybus, but right here on Maple Street. Debbie, introduce yourself to our television family.
I am Debbie Fish, and I've been part of the Arbor Day since 2021.
So Antioch, City Hall, Cashmere, Martin's Marketplace, East Wenatchee City Hall. Wenatchee's this year has moved from the Pybus Puppet Market here to the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center, and a good move. You guys could be here.
I think so. It'll be close to the road so people can get in easily. The parking lot is a larger. It'll have good parking. You won't have to fight for parking on a Saturday morning.
Yep, and the folks at the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center, we love them.
Yes.
They're really good folks. Thanks for chipping in, folks. So the usual shenanigans apply. It's your chance to pick up 5 different varieties of plant life, all of them designed to do just fine here in our climate and in our weather, provided that you do your job, which is to take care of it. Talk about the decision making on what are the 5 we're going to feature this year to make sure it's not the same as last year or the year before. The folks have to figure out, okay, how do we keep people coming back and not offering the same 5 plants every year? How does that process work?
Well, part of it is what we have available for selection, and part of it is that we wanted to choose smaller plants this year. We've had some large trees in the past, but you know, it's really hard to put a big ponderosa pine in the middle of the town because it's the fire risk and just very big. So we chose things that were, or plants that were a lot smaller, such as, I think the smallest one is about 15 feet high.
Okay.
At the max, but that depends on how much water it gets. And then about 3 feet wide is the narrowest.
Up for grabs at all 5 locations, and some of these are all 4 locations. Some of these are going to be more popular than others, so we'll talk about that in just a little bit. Just one tree this year, the thin leaf alder, is the only tree available. So talk about the alder.
Yeah, so it is actually a little bit smaller. It's about 30 feet max on the height, and again, that depends. It's a medium. It's a faster growing, actually. That's the faster growing one, but it also it depends on how much you water it. And but it should fit into your landscape a little bit easier because it's a little more narrow and a little bit shorter, and not the 40 or 50 feet tall ones.
It will eventually, when you plant it, you do have to remember it will eventually get that tall. So you got to remember.
And it can be pruned.
Right, there you go. The Greens Mountain Ash. I'm not going to do it in Latin because my Latin is terrible. Talk
Good.
about that.
That is a really good plant for riparian, which is along creeks and lakes so that you can repair and do a good soil erosion protection.
Holds the ground a little bit?
Holds the ground
So
a
if
little
you have
bit.
maybe a slanted lot, it would be good for that kind of deal?
Yeah, it would be, yeah.
Okay, because you don't want your backyard ending up in your living room.
Right.
Yep. The red flowering currant. This is a plant that I think is very attractive.
Yes, and it's going to go fast because it is very popular. I've actually talked to a few people who have had the red currant before, and they are really excited to have an opportunity to get more plants. It is also good for making hedges, and all of the plants are good for wildlife, birds, small mammals, and large mammals as well.
The blue elderberry, also known as the Sambucus, the blue elderberry.
The blue elderberry, yes. So that is actually very common around here up in the mountains and up in the valleys. So it's kind of fun because it also has a fruit that birds can eat, and it's just a fun plant.
And perhaps maybe the prettiest of them all, the lilacs, which do really well in this climate. And I'm surprised that it hasn't really been part of the rotation of plants and shrubs from years past.
Well, it really depends on our source and whether it's available or not. The lilac also it's not a native, but it does so well here, and it is a drought tolerant, as well as very good with very extreme cold. So it's going to last a long time and grow really well.
For the uninitiated, just in case you're worried, you go, okay, I'm going to get maybe one of each or two of this and three of that. How does that work? Can you take, it's $5 donation per plant. Can you do $5 and take 5 lilacs?
We really prefer $5 per plant because we turn around and next year we have to buy plants, and they cost us pretty close to $5. It depends. It's almost $4 by the time we have shipping and everything.
Right.
Then, yeah, so $5 will get us going for next year.
Here at the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center, they open their doors, so to speak, at 10 a.m. For the real popular plants, I've seen people in line half hour, 45 minutes before. Which one do you think might be the hottest item that people are really going to want, so they're going to want to be here before 10 a.m.?
I'm thinking the currant and the lilac.
Okay, just because.
And I could be wrong. It could be all of them.
It could be all of them. You can get, again, it's $5 donation per plant. So, and you can donate more if you want. As Debbie just mentioned, all the money that's left over goes to the seed money, pardon the pun, for next year's Arbor Day celebration.
Yes.
And you want to be ahead of the game on that.
Correct.
For somebody who knows finances, we want to keep her in the loops on that. We mentioned all 5 of the varieties of plants. Are all 5 of these going to be at all 4 locations?
Correct.
So you don't have to worry about that.
Right.
Okay. For you folks up the Columbia River, it is, again, at the Antioch City Hall, as it's been for years. You folks in the Upper Valley, Martin's Marketplace in Cashmere, here in the Wenatchee Valley at the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center, and in East Wenatchee, the East Wenatchee City Hall. It runs from 10 a.m. to 2 o'clock, except in East Wenatchee, right?
Correct. So when we're done at 2, then whatever plants we have left, we're going to take back to East Wenatchee to store them. So if you can always check back and see if we still have some of the other beloved plants.
In case you're curious about how am I going to get these things home, you're kind of on your own on that. You need to bring your own bag, right?
It would be very helpful to bring your own bag.
And the best part of all of this, experts on hand to tell you what you need to know about what you might be interested, where it needs to be planted, when you can plant it, if you can't plant it yet, what you need to do to keep it going. All the experts will be at all 4 locations.
Correct. Correct. And we also have a Facebook presence, so there's information on there as well, and we'll have QR codes at each of the locations so that people can scan it, because the young people really like to do that.
Yeah, if you go to their Facebook page, it's pretty simple. Greater Wenatchee Arbor Day, Greater Wenatchee Arbor Day Association.
Association.
Thank you very. They actually has pictures of all the plants that we just talked about. as well. And again, probably the most important thing is a lot of these are drought tolerant.
There's actually 2 that are really drought tolerant. And when we say drought tolerant, we mean that you really need to give them water the first couple of years for them to be able to become drought tolerant. The other ones, if they're in your yard, they'll need more water, but they're native, so they're going to do well here. But they will need a little more water than the drought tolerant. It's the lilac and the, now why can't I think of it?
Oh, I have it right here.
You have it right here, yeah. Oh, the red flowering currant.
Okay, which is I think just a gorgeous.
Yes,
gorgeous.
I'm excited about that myself.
I am too. So again, it's the Greater Wenatchee Arbor Day Association, the 2025. Everything is the same as last year except 5 different kinds of plants and trees. And for the Wenatchee folks here in the big city, it's going to be right here at the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center. Kudos to those folks for putting up with you guys.
Yes,
so,
very much.
How many volunteers from your organization does it take to put this thing on? I know it's a lot.
Well, we have about 3 or 4 per location, and then I think we have about 10 people that meet between January and April to make sure, actually through May, because we kind of have a follow-up meeting as well. We're always looking for more people as well. We have some people that are wanting to retire, like Bonnie Orr.
Right.
And we have some other people that it's just nice to have more hands on deck.
I've already talked to Bonnie. She's not allowed to retire until she turns 50. So
perfect.
That's all there is to it. $5 suggested donation per plant. Basically, it's $5 per plant. Let's just put that out there. But if you could do $10 per plant, that would be great. So you guys can have something in the kitty for next year.
That would be a great help, yes.
Where are you going to be at, Debbie, on Saturday the 12th? So
I'm going to be right here.
Right here. There you go. It's good to see you.
Thank you.
Happy Arbor Day.
Yes, happy Arbor Day.
And folks, don't forget, Annie at City Hall, East Wenatchee City Hall, Martin's Marketplace in Cashmere, and here in the big city at the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center for Arbor Day on Saturday, April 12th. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether, we provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
Spring into the good life. World-class wine, food, and hospitality meet on the shores of Lake Chelan. Chelan Cellars, bringing great wine, food, friends, and family together where vineyards and the good life bloom every spring.
Tipsy Canyon Winery has become the place to go for fine wine and unbelievable views of the Chelan Valley. Tipsy Canyon Winery is a year-round destination for wine lovers, so stay for the moment that becomes the memory at Tipsy Canyon Winery.
What's your awesome? Whatever it is, Washington Trust Bank can help you get there. Learn more at watrust.com/awesome.
Let's send you on your way with the weather forecast. First things first, not going to show it graphically, but you folks in the viewing area up in the Okanagan Valley, you have a pretty good chance of seeing some pretty significant winds today. Right down the valley, Oroville, Omak, Okanagan, into Republic and Tonasket, the pressure gradients are going to tighten. They're going to go right down the Columbia River and then go over the top and into the Waterville Plateau and the upper Columbia Basin. No real wind expected here in the Wenatchee Valley, but the only inclement weather out there that might disrupt your daily business activities is going to be to the north in the Omak, Okanagan area. A little breezy up there. Not too bad down here. We had a few more clouds than we were anticipating yesterday. Not so much today. It's already starting to warm up. We're at 41 degrees, and we're going to be just about normal today from the National Weather Service. Here you go. Sunshine and a lot of it, not a lot of wind to speak of at all. We'll top off at about 57 for the afternoon high, 36 for the overnight low. Of course, the days are getting longer. We have almost 13 hours of daylight, which means warmer days when we have sunshine. To 59 we go on Friday. No complaints at all about the weekend. Looks drop dead gorgeous. 62, maybe even warmer than that on Saturday. Mid-60s on Sunday. Columbia Basin could be pushing 70. Heads up Moses Lake, Quincy, and Ephrata. And then we cool down a little bit, but still above normal on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We just have an increasing chance of rain by the time we go back to work next week. That's it for us. Have a good and safe Thursday. Start your weekend with us tomorrow. Bye-bye.